Hello.
Here we are. It's the first day of November.
I know.
That is great.
And first official day of Furry Friends Friday.
Yes. Wait, is that what it is? Furry Friends? Yeah, Furry Friends
Furry
Friday.
Friends Friday?
Yeah. Furry Friends Friday on Forecasting with Friends. That's too many.
Too much alliteration.
Yeah, that's but it's good. It's all good stuff.
Yes.
So I'm learning about one of the animals that we're going to be showing.
Oh, we have a whole backstory on this.
Apparently everybody in the world knows about this animal. I've never heard of it before. But you be the judge of whether or not you think the animal is adorable or not. I'm going to take a look at the video.
We're kind of 50-50 on this.
We're 50-50. All right. So, boy, just real quick. Yesterday was an interesting day.
Yes.
We had torrential rain in a few spots, like 3 to 5 inches of rain. You said there was officially, 4 inches in Richmond?
Yeah. Fort Bend County got really hit hard.
Yeah, Fort Bend was hit hard, Brazoria was hit hard, Southeast Harris County was hit hard, and then other spots, maybe not as much. It turned out to be pretty nice, in my neck of town coming up for trick or treat.
Which is great, but I almost feel like that impacted the amount of trick or treaters we got because we barely got any.
Yep.
You barely got
any. No. And my kids all went out and mostly just, I think they liked getting dressed up and just being silly and, but they came home with some candy, but I mean, we had might have had somebody, maybe 4 or 5 families came to the door.
That's exactly how we were.
And so now I have just tons of leftover candy. Fortunately, I didn't buy all full-size Snickers or anything. I have high chews and Smarties.
That's gonna be your diet for the night.
It is gonna be. Oh my god.
But then my parents in Michigan got 478 kids. My mom counted exactly how much candy she had.
478.
And from 5 to 7:30, that's their window. I'm like, we were out there till 8:40 and we barely got any, and we still had the candy left over. Because Gibby, before we took it out, Gibby's like, well, I want a Reese's, and I want.
Okay, yeah.
I'm like, these are for the kids.
He's got to save some.
Yeah, and then now I'm like, well, have whatever you want because we have it. And he's like, well, we'll keep it for next year. I was like, absolutely not. We are not doing that. I was like, I'm bringing it into the office. So this weekend I will be bringing. I'm like, how horrible. The kids eat fresh.
Did you put Ryder in the show?
No, I should.
Okay, well then you have to go to Allison's social media. It is worth going, but it's only on your stories, right?
Story, and then I actually posted on my work Facebook page.
Okay, so work Facebook page.
Hilarious.
Or it is, especially for dog lovers, it is hilarious. Ryder's reaction to a Halloween decoration is priceless.
And I was crying laughing, and I'm like, I wish somebody else was around with me to see it, but I'm glad I got most of it on video.
I'm glad you got it on video. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Gosh, and then even, we took him out because we had to move spots because nobody was coming to our house, and there was this little girl that was riding a T-Rex, and Ryder was like, whoa, whoa. Freaked out. What is that? And I'm like, I promise he's not barking at you. He's just scared of the costume. Then I think he got used to it. He's like, okay, the kids are dressed up because he loves the kiddos. I mean, he will hear the school bus. He knows where the bus stop is, and he goes to the bus stop and he waits for those kids to get off the bus.
That's so cute.
He loves them.
Oh gosh, because no, our dog's not. It's so antisocial. I don't know why. Yeah, I mean, Goose would be okay, but Pippin is just people probably think he's a monster the way he barks and everything, but he's just scared.
Yeah.
And then once he kind of sniffs you, then he doesn't pay attention anymore. Yeah. But boy, was he upset yesterday.
Oh, especially ringing at the doorbell.
Oh, yes. He was very, very upset. So I'm glad that we didn't try to dress him up in his Sharky costume. If you want to see my costume, you can go to my social media too. It's Fox26 Mike. I kind of threw it together at the last second, but I think it turned out okay. All right, so moving on to the world of weather. So this is beautiful, okay? The first snowflakes of the season arrived, just yesterday in Minnesota. And this is what trick-or-treating looked like for the kiddos up there. Areas in the Twin Cities and in central Minnesota woke up to around 2 inches of snow yesterday morning. It's the second year in a row that the Minneapolis-St. Paul area has had measurable snow on Halloween. It is
so cool.
A beautiful sight. Now, I've never been in anything like that. I've just seen Houston snow, which we've had. It's not that impressive, but it's exciting when it happens though.
My brother lives up in Minneapolis. I was like, send me a picture, and he's like, it didn't really stick at our house, and he was driving home. I'm like, but don't worry. Every time my brother gets snow up there, I will be sharing the pictures with you.
Good.
So snow in another spot. on the Big Island in Hawaii. Yes, I love to see the pictures of this because it's such a stark contrast of where you go in the higher elevations versus what you're seeing on the ground out there. So they saw its first snowfall of the season. This is at the summit of the Mauna Kea, the highest point on the island at 14,000 feet. Now, during the winter months, snow and freezing temperatures are common in the mountains, much different, like I said, from the more tropical climate on the other portion of the island. Now, according to the National Weather Service there, Hawaii's winter season begins in October and lasts through April. So it's kind of fun, but I feel like when you go to Hawaii, you're not bringing a winter jacket. You're bringing your bathing suits and flip-flops, and that's it.
So they have I guess a research facility there on the top of the mountain, like for astronomy purposes. Yeah. But it's hard to believe. I know, but it does teach everybody some lessons about the atmosphere and how much colder it gets, when you go up to that elevation. But yeah, that is pretty impressive to think of Hawaii. That is very, very cool stuff. Well, this is not cool at all. In fact, this is tragic. Look at this flooding. So emergency workers in Spain are still working tirelessly as flooding rains have been wreaking across that country for day after day. Some areas along the country's Mediterranean coast got more than a month's worth of rain in just one day. Now, the latest from Fox Weather, they are now reporting that the death toll is in excess of 200.
What?
Yes. Rivers breaking out of their banks, sending water into farms, ruining crops there as well. Now, the meteorologists there in Spain expect the rains to continue through the weekend, unfortunately. So, and I was kind of taking a look. How often do we look at European weather? But there was an area of low pressure that was like right out in the Mediterranean Sea, just south of Spain, and it was stationary basically. So it just kept pumping and pumping and pumping moisture over the area. Yeah, very sad. Very sad.
Well, it's our favorite time of Friday. Furry Friends Friday, folks.
Here we go.
And caught on camera. We've been saving this story for you, so get ready.
This happened like a year ago. We've been saving it. Not a year.
It's never too old.
This is a few days ago.
So a kitten and a dog in Arlington, Virginia are going viral for their adorable friendship.
Yo, kitty. And a black kitty, too. The friendship started out a little bit rough. Okay. Now, John and his girlfriend Victoria rescued Egg, who's the little black kitten, when they introduced Egg to the dog, Sadie. Oh, that is so
my
cute.
Goodness.
Now, Egg was doing the whole kitty thing, like hissing and was scared and everything. But then she started to warm up. Sadie was very eager to make a new friend. And then it took them just one day. They were besties after one day. They sleep together now. They're all curled up and all snuggly with each other. And of course, this has gone viral all over TikTok. Well over just millions of views. I mean, the kitty knows where to get nice and snuggly and cozy and warm.
Oh my gosh. It's the cutest thing you've ever seen. And I just love when the dog just gets, he's like, gets totally submissive, and he's like, just on my back. Sadie's like, no, just come snuggle me. I'm a friend, not a foe.
My dogs get along with Jelly very well. He's not a kitten anymore at all. He's 10 years old and he's big. But they get along pretty well. They don't really mess with him that much. Every once in a while, if Jelly's laying on a chair, Goose will jump up on the chair and curl up next to him. I don't think Jelly would do it voluntarily, but Goose will do it, and he doesn't move. And so I'll just walk in the house, and they're both curled up next, like touching each other on the chair, and it's really cute, yeah. It's not quite as adorable as this, though, because that's awesome.
You need to get that on camera next time.
That is awesome.
They're so stinking cute.
Okay, so now on to something that has become oddly controversial here in the studio. Okay, so apparently there's this hippo called Moo Deng, right? But this is not Moo Deng. This is Akobi, okay? Making Houston Zoo its new home, okay? 4.5-year-old hippo moved to H-Town from San Francisco. The hippo housing was too expensive in San Francisco, so he had to move here. I made that up. Hippo. Okay, so the Houston Zoo says that her name means firstborn in the language of Yoruba. Not Aruba, but Yoruba. So okay, so this whole thing, Akobi, brought us into this conversation of this other hippo called Moo Deng that I did not know existed, and it's apparently an internet sensation.
Beyond sensation.
Internet sensation. I've never heard of this thing, so I got to tell you, I think this hippo is fairly cute.
Yes.
Some of them are super cute. It's definitely cute. But this Moo Deng one is a pygmy hippo. I looked at this thing. I don't think it's cute at all. And I think everything's basically cute.
He's adorable.
He looks all slimy and weird.
And he's very chubby. I mean, like, you touch him and he's just going to like roll over.
Yeah.
But the thing with Moo Deng is, I mean, people do their makeup to look like Moo Deng. And I know that sounds literally crazy.
I know.
But makeup companies have makeup palettes that you can have, the bronzing like Moo Deng and the blush and the whatever. I mean, it's kind of outrageous, but people love hippos.
Weird. Well, okay. Well, this one you can see at the Houston Zoo. Again, a new addition, just in from California. I assume it's going to take her a little bit of time to kind of get adjusted to her new home and her new friends and all that. But yeah, good stuff. I wish you could go up and feed it and stuff, but I think they will bite your arm off.
Yeah, that sounds like a bad idea.
Okay.
Cutie pies anyway.
So the next question is, what is your favorite Halloween movie? Do you have a favorite? No? You don't like scary movies?
No.
Oh.
That's my problem.
Well, let's see. I would say, okay, so It. I mean, you've seen It, right, with Pennywise?
Absolutely not.
No?
Absolutely not.
Oh, gosh. Well, Texas's favorite Halloween movie is The Nightmare Before Christmas, which I've never seen, actually. I mean, I know my daughters have all seen it, but I've never seen it before. There is debate, though, over whether this is a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie. The director of the film put the debate to bed. So Henry Selick told the New York Post that it is a Christmas movie, and Halloween is over when the film begins. Now, look, you have seen this or you haven't seen it?
No.
Okay. So the teleprompter is telling me that the whole plot revolves around events surrounding Christmas, and so therefore it is a Christmas movie. So I do not like the kind of scary movies that are like thrasher movies. Whatever. Like, I'm not interested in that at all. I mean, the original Scream was pretty good, but we like to go see movies like A Quiet Place is really good. Well, plus it has Emily Blunt, who I love.
Yes. Oh, she's so good.
Yeah, and but it's sort of like a suspenseful sort of thing. And The Shining is a classic. I really do like The Shining. And It. I didn't like It 2 very much. We were all excited about It 2, and it wasn't that good. But the first one was we loved it.
Like, when I think of a Halloween movie, I'm thinking like Hocus Pocus or something.
Oh, yeah.
Halloween Town.
Well, what about like Stranger Things? Did you get into that? You never watched it?
I'm a chicken. Like, Ryder and I are like on the same level.
Well, I see. That's why I didn't really watch Walking Dead. My wife got into Walking Dead.
I used to watch that in high school.
To me, it's just too, like, it is gory and weird. I don't know.
But Christmas movies, man.
Yeah.
You put Hallmark on the TV, lights out. I'll be watching that all day long.
Yeah.
No stopping.
We've gotten to every year we watch Elf.
And,
we watch the Santa Claus. Yeah, we watch the Santa Claus. It's so good.
Oh, it's the best.
Okay, well, we have something to look forward to this weekend. Well, some of us don't like it. It's an extra hour of sleep, yes.
I like that, working the weekend.
Oh, yeah. Well, that helps you waking up on Sunday morning, yes.
So this weekend marks the end of daylight saving time, which means it's going to get darker earlier in the day. And daylight saving time, probably the closest thing to time travel that many of us will be experiencing.
Yeah.
The CDC says it can take a week for our bodies to get used to the sleep change.
There's a meme that always goes around the days after the fall back, and I agree with it so much, and it's like a lady looking out the window screaming like, "It's midnight! Why is it midnight?" And then the guy is saying like, "It's 5:30 in the afternoon."
Like, we're good.
Yeah, but I don't like it because it just gets dark so early. It's sort of like a little depressing.
Yeah, it really is.
And but this year I've just decided you just have to accept it and say, I know it's worse in Michigan.
Oh, 4:30, it's pitch black.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
So people will leave for work in the morning, it's dark, and then you come home from work and it's dark.
You can't enjoy anything.
No, and unless you go out, walk around for lunch,
yeah, it's not going to happen.
So.
And so we're at about 11:15, so we might need to head to a quick break, and then Ramisha has some info about the drought across Texas, and then some football forecasts for you if you're a big fan. Lots going on this weekend.
She's coming up next.
Hello to you. I'm Fox 26 meteorologist Ramisha Shade. Let's talk about where we are as far as our drought conditions. Of course, every Thursday morning, an updated drought monitor does come out, and things have changed across the state and locally. So let's dive right into it. In fact, we now have 74% of the entire state of Texas in drought conditions. So that would be from the lowest drought, that would be the moderate drought, all the way up to the exceptional drought, which would be, of course, the worst drought category. So notice where we do have some of those really bad drought conditions, and that's going to be in between Austin and San Antonio, south central portions of Texas. We've got extreme drought right along the Red River, covering a big portion of North Texas, and then back across southwest Texas, we have that extreme to exceptional drought that you can see there just to the east and southeast of El Paso. So we've got very dry conditions that we've been dealing with over the last few months across the state. Some of these spots have been dealing with very dry conditions for several months. Of course, locally for the Houston area, we started the year off very wet and soggy. Really, the first half of the year, we had several rounds of heavy rain, big time flooding events, and of course on July 8th, we were hit by Hurricane Beryl, which dumped over a foot of rain for parts of Houston. So we were starting to think it's going to be a super soggy week. There's no way that we're going to have drought conditions across the area. But as we pushed into the months of August, September, and especially October, it was super dry. So those drought conditions did start to get worse. So here is the latest update as far as Harris County is concerned, as far as drought conditions for now. Severe drought. Last week, 0% of Harris County was in that severe drought category. This week, though, we've got 94% of Harris County, of course, including all of Houston, in that severe drought. So we've basically gone from moderate drought, which was a little bad, but not really horrible, to severe drought, which is even worse. So that means we desperately need the rainfall, and we're finally starting to get that pattern change that we need to kind of crawl out of these drought conditions. What is the setup for your Friday? Well, we've got a front that will be stalled out to our north. So we're going to remain south of that front. So that means a pretty big stream of moisture heading in, and that will mean a decent shot for some spotty downpours, showers, and storms for your Friday. And really, we're going to stay stuck in this pattern all the way through the weekend, even into early next week. So that means the wet and soggy pattern likely sticks around all the way through Election Day. But before we get to Election Day, we've got to get through some Friday night football. A lot of you may be gearing up and excited for some of the big Friday night high school football games going on tonight. Of course, it is another edition of Friday Night Lights, and we've got several big time games. So I did want to highlight a few of those for you. Maybe you're going to be heading out to King versus North Shore. The North Shore Mustangs, can you believe it, are now 9-0. So it's been a really great season for them, trying to remain undefeated for tonight as they take on King in Houston. And there will be the chance for showers. Now, it will feel a little bit more like football weather, temps in the 70s, but you may have to dodge some heavy downpours. I think the best shot for rain will be early on in the game, likely around kickoff through about halftime. Then as we get towards the end of the game, temperatures will feel pretty good. Mostly cloudy, temps in the middle 70s, but the showers will likely start to kind of taper off a bit by then. Next game, Atascocita versus Channelview. We are going to have a 7 p.m. kickoff for this one. It looks like it will be mild with a few showers, and there will be the chance for showers still for kickoff, halftime, and towards the end of the game. But those temperatures likely starting off in the upper 70s and kind of finishing up in the low to middle 70s. Let me take you to the next game, Summer Creek at Kingwood. It looks like this one is going to be potentially at times a little on the soggy side as well. We've got a few showers that we will have to deal with, about a 40% chance for showers for the Summer Creek Kingwood game, kickoff around 7 p.m. We will have temperatures in the upper 70s, middle 70s by 9, and as we go through the night, those temperatures likely hanging out in the lower 70s, and rain chances will start to come down. So those are a few of our Friday night high school football games, but let's jump into Saturday, more into the weekend, and talk about some of our college matchups. We've got Kansas State at University of Houston, kickoff Saturday at 2:30 p.m. And yes, there will still be the chance for some spotty downpours across the Houston area. Temperatures in the upper 70s around 2 p.m., 4 o'clock, 78 degrees, a chance for a few showers and storms, and even by 6 o'clock, there may be a little rain around, but overall I think the chance for rain will be decreasing as we go through this game. So you may want to take the rain gear, whatever is allowed, into the stadium, because there will be the chance for some downpours. At least we're not talking about temperatures in the 80s or 90s for this game. So it will feel more comfortable. It will feel like football weather. However, there will be the chance for rain. Finally, let's talk about TSU and Florida A&M. This will be one on the road for TSU all the way down in Tallahassee, Florida. And it looks like the weather should be dry for this one. Kickoff temps right in the low 80s, so a little warm out there, but no rain to worry about. Well, that will do it for your weather update. Hopefully you have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy some of these football games, but keep in mind we are now back into a soggy pattern, so make sure that you plan on rain in and around Houston for this weekend.
Election day is almost here. It's a lot of voting. Obviously, it's going to be taking place all across the country. Weather might play a role.
Huge role.
In some spots. Yeah.
So today's the last day to early vote. If you don't get in today by 7 o'clock, Tuesday is your last day.
I know. I got to decide if I'm going to take my nap or go vote.
Vote. You need the sticker.
I know. I need the sticker. Maybe I'll wait till the day.
Yeah, that might be
I'm always
fun.
afraid I'm going to vote and then something ridiculous is going to come out about one of the candidates and you can't take your vote back.
I know. But really, there's only like 5 days left. I feel like something would have already come out. But today, maybe hit or miss showers. But take a look at our forecast model for Tuesday. A front extending. We're talking from Michigan all the way down to us here in Texas. Now, the timing's going to be pretty close, but I'm really hoping that a lot of it can be kicked out.
Yeah, I know. The newest model runs are showing this line kind of moving off the coast very early in the day, even maybe overnight. Monday into Tuesday. It's a little too early for us to be super confident, but just know there's a chance for a line of storms on Tuesday. You know, that might affect the first half of the day.
And
hey, that's about it for us.
States, yeah. Well, you guys have a fabulous weekend. Enjoy, and we'll see you on Monday.